My first guest tonight is going to be Quan McKinney. Quan McKinney is running for county commissioner out in Emanuel County. Hey, Quan, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thanks for having me, and I'm just excited to be here and explain and let you guys know a little bit more about Emanuel County and my run for the county commissioner here.
Awesome, man. Thank you for being here. We also have on tonight's show Miss Candice Hillman. Candice is the executive director for Augusta Partnership for Children here in Richmond County. Candice, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great. Appreciate you all for having me here and just delighted to work and answer questions.
Awesome. Thank y'all for being here. So, Quan, tell us a little bit more about your run out there in Emanuel County, man.
The run has been fantastic. We're just doing our best to continue to do what's necessary, and just continue to keep the full court press on, continue to canvas, and continue to, just reach out to people via Facebook, via phone and text message, and just, encourage them to, make their vote count, and just continue to do our best to come together, and hope that everyone will embrace the change so that we can ignite the future. But other than that, the race has been so far so good.
Okay, good deal, good deal. And then we had a good blast out there at Swainsboro Neighborhood Fest. I got to see a lot of y'all people out there in Emanuel County. So yeah, running for Emanuel County Commissioner District 1, correct?
Correct.
District 1. Okay. And Candice, please tell us a little bit about Augusta Partnership for Children. I know a little bit myself, but I definitely want to hear it from you.
Okay, yeah. So Augusta Partnership for Children is a charitable nonprofit organization. Our mission is to develop and sustain partnerships that provide services to improve the lives of children and their families. We're also one of the Georgia Family Connection designated sites. And so for Richmond County, we are that site.
Absolutely. And Family Connections being an organization that actually spans the entirety of Georgia. I believe you have a branch in every county in Georgia, correct?
Yes, all 159 counties.
Awesome. So a great resource for the entire community across the state. So Quan, you got this race going on. Election day is Tuesday, fastly approaching. What is the message that you've been trying to get out there, man? Because I know we talk a lot about community. As I said, I was down there recently for Swainsboro's Neighborhood Fest, and everything that I saw down there and everything I've seen in previous visits, you guys have a lack of resources, or that you have a struggle with getting those resources right to Emanuel County. So I kind of wanted to hear from you. What are some of the things that you want to highlight out there in Emanuel County that you want to fix moving forward?
To piggyback off of you, definitely we need more resources for the kids to stay on a positive track, because I mean, with the lack of resources, with the lack of after school programs, or just anything of that nature, with the rec departments closing early, at 5, and the kids get out of school after 3, they really don't have anywhere to work on their basketball skills. But yeah, the lack of resources are not where they need to be, and just want to make a change, and show that we care, show that I care. And a lot of times, once you show that you care, the kids will feel safe to open up to you and talk with you. Not only the youth, but the adults also. And just hear them out, and just be there for them, and just try to make a difference and a change in the community.
Okay, absolutely. So, question for you: talk to me about facilities. The park that we had the Swainsboro Neighborhood Fest at. It was called D'Alva Park, I believe, and that park. I know you and Quantavious Foster, the city councilman out there in Swainsboro, you guys are trying to do some work to get that renovated, right? Updated. Talk to me about some of the other structures, because as Shayna, I was down there with Shayna Boston. I know she's currently running for a seat out there as well. She was driving me around different parts of Swainsboro, and I saw a lot of ran down, dilapidated areas, or a lack of community centers and things of that nature. Talk to me about that a little bit.
We're currently in the middle of trying to renovate old gym that's in my district. We're actually going to, well, Councilman Corn is actually going to put some funds into helping out with that. It's been so long, and it's a really good spot because the rec department is so far away from a lot of the kids, for a lot of the neighborhoods, and the kids really don't have transportation to get there. So with the one that's closer, that's on Gumlog Road, that's in my district, well, the district District One, um, it really needs really need funding and really need to be renovated, and really we need the, like I said, the resources and the funds to get it going and open it up for the youth. And it'll be great for after school programs or summer programs, and it's a closer place for them to travel. And so it's another we have other parks that need new equipment, and like I say, renovating, just as well as Diablo Park. That stuff out at Diablo Park been there, I would say, for at least over 40 years. It was there before I was born. So I know it's time. It's way past time for a new equipment out there, and some other parts as well.
Miss Candice Hillman, I have some questions for you, and it ties into what Quan is talking about as a lack of resources out there in Emanuel County. I did some research, and actually, I've been doing a lot of research through the Family Connection website, looking at some of the statistics that you guys provide out there to the people. And it's a lot of data. I would encourage anyone to go out there to the Family Connection website to check that out. It talks a lot about where we rank as a state in a lot of different categories to include poverty, child poverty, single parent households, and things of that nature. So we know that there's a high percentage of children living in poverty across Georgia right now,
Yes.
especially in our area. But then also you have a lot of single parent households and other, as you guys call them, indicators
Yes.
that showcase what might take place in that child's life if early intervention is not a thing, right? So talk to us a little bit about some of the solutions that Augusta Partnership for Children has been putting in place out here in Richmond County, and some of the things that you think we might be able to do more of to help the situation.
So, some of the solutions that we have tried to put in place through our collaborative have been multiple strategy teams. We know that just us alone and at the Augusta Partnership, we're not going to be able to, compete with, getting rid of poverty or ensuring that children have all of the resources that they need. So, what we've done is to really, really get involved in engaging all of the collaborative members to join one of our strategy teams, and we've had strategy teams that have focused on early literacy. We've had teams that focused right on children living in poverty, family self-sufficiency. And so, just based on the work that each partner does here in the community, the services that they provide, the resources that they have, that is usually how we have assigned different stakeholders to participate or engage with different strategy teams. And so those teams get together and they figure out different activities, different things that they can do as individual agencies and as a collective, so that they can ensure that children have the tools and the resources that they need just here in Augusta. And so, my thought is that it can work that way no matter what county we're talking about, and no matter how large or small that collaborative is, as long as you have the right partners and they're focused on what our current data trends are, we can make sure that some of the needs or some of the resources are channeled to the proper places.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that up, that partnership part. It's actually in the name, so it's pretty cool. But were able to partner with over 85 partners
Yes.
across the Richmond County. Well, CSRA, right? You have other partners outside of the county as well, correct?
Yes, but what we generally partner with people in Richmond County
Mhm.
because, just as Emanuel County has a Georgia Family Connection Partnership site there, we don't like to overstep our boundaries. Now,
Mhm.
there are many different instances where we partner to do different things, but we try to keep what we're doing in our area because we can address or better address the data trends or the data needs if we work county by county.
Okay, no, that makes perfect sense. So with that, talking towards the partnership, the collaborative, could you talk about some of those key partners that you have within the program? Because one of the things that I saw that I really admired about your program, you work with the marshal's office, right? So the
Yes.
marshal, you guys are working very closely with law enforcement, but you
Yes.
also have close relationships with other organizations throughout not only the Richmond County government, but you also have connections to those other nonprofits. Just talk a little bit about those.
Yeah, so we, as you mentioned, we partner with agencies that represent multiple sectors or all sectors of the community. You know, we have a faith-based sector, we have the just the regular community-based sectors, and even with that, you know, we make sure that we partner and have people representing for mental health, you know, higher education, you know, just anything that we need in order to service the entire family. Because again, our focus is children and families and not just children. You can't help the child without actually helping with the needs of the entire family. And so DFACS, you know, that's a big partner. And you know, the school system, working with those two agencies alone, we are able to find the children, find the families that need services or resources, and really connect them with agencies, even if it's services that Augusta Partnership does not provide directly. You know, we're connected with other agencies that we can ensure that they can have receive some resources from.
Oh, absolutely. No, so thank you for all that y'all do out here in Richmond County. Like I said, I truly appreciate it. I see the major impact that you have on children, especially those children that are in underserved neighborhoods.
Yes.
Helping the parents on all levels, the mothers with counseling, and of course you have different resources that you're standing up for the fathers as well. So we appreciate all that y'all do out here. And so I want to highlight that going back to you, Quan. What are some of the things that you want to see as far as program wise? The original reason you stepped up to run, you really wanted to make a difference and an impact on the future of Emanuel County.
I want to see after school programs expand, you know, just more of a boys and girls club type atmosphere because right now the rec doesn't offer anything of that nature. Like I said, it's just it hasn't been that way in a long time, and it's time for a change because that's why a lot of kids kind of lean towards, you know, gang violence or anything of that nature because there's more of some of them guys or girls showing that they care, and that's what some of the kids just need someone to show that they care or love them. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if we get more after school programs or just something of the boys and girls club, you know, atmosphere, because that can, you know, trickle over to something they can do for the weekend as well, or and over the summer. So anything of that nature that can, you know, help them continue to be positive, continue to be, you know, active and focus on something positive and not negative, it will be, you know, greatly appreciative.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you just brought up a very important aspect of the problem. The kids not having anything to do. A lot of the times in those areas, especially the rural areas, they tend to go places where they get in trouble, right? They tend to join gangs. They tend to do things that should be outside of the character of a child. But once again, we know that if that child does not have, um, outlets, right, that are positive outlets, then you'll start to see a downward trend in that child. So being able to invest dollars in early childhood development, I think, is the key, and that's why I support organizations like Augusta Partnership of Children and Family Connection. But to that point, I think that that's the argument, right? The big argument is where we're investing our dollars, right? Right now, I think that there's a lot of money that's being invested after the fact, right? After the children grow up, those neglected children, right? If they aren't taken care of when they're at a young age, once they get older, they tend to be problem children for the system, right? And then it costs us more as taxpayers to take care of that problem after the fact, instead of the early childhood intervention where you can provide those resources where you know you have a child that has a lack of mentorship, lack of guidance. So I'm all for it, but I really wanted to focus in on that though, because I feel like um, if we're able to have more of the funding put forth for the early childhood development across Georgia that we know we need, I think that we're going to see a lot more um, positive results on the back end, right? So what do you guys think about that?
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree. We need to be more proactive as opposed to being reactive with our resources.
Okay, cool. So Quan, here's a question I have for you. A lot of the people leave Emanuel County to go other places, right? Whether
Right.
it's to Dublin or Statesboro or to Augusta. How are
Right.
you feeling about that? The opportunities out there for the youth in the Emanuel County area. Do you want to speak towards that?
A lot of it is being done by the mayor, but at the same time, I don't feel like he's doing anything for the youth. He's doing is more of, stores, or more of restaurants, or more of, just things still not focusing on the youth. You know what I'm saying? So like anything for as a bowling alley, or something more of a movie theater, or something close to the clubhouse, something of that nature, where the kids, where a family can go, versus
Mm.
going out of town to go to those places. Everybody doesn't have a vehicle, you know, and if we had something in town, they could just about Uber, or somebody could give them a ride there, versus going all the way out of town. We have enough restaurants, we have enough cell phone places. We should be getting some type of youth center or something, dealing with the youth to get their attention and keep them focused on going down the right path.
Okay, no, absolutely. And so those particular efforts to try to get those things, and that's a process, and hopefully you're able to start that process and push that process forward once you get into the seat. Um, Candice,
Yes.
Richmond County, we have a lot more resources than Emmanuel County, but I don't think we have everything that we need, though, right?
No.
That's the way I look at it. So, what are some of the things here in Richmond County that you think that we should be trying to pursue, or something that would probably help us out in this area?
Well, I know one of the main problems that we have is homelessness and affordable housing. And those are things that we just can't seem to wrap our resources around no matter what we do. There are multiple organizations who are in business to relieve those types of stressors for Richmond County residents, but it's just becoming more of an overwhelming problem. I'm not really sure if it's that we are getting an influx of homeless individuals who are just coming here, or if it's just that the affordable housing issue is so bad that people are just losing the ability to afford a place to live. So that's just one issue, and I say that only because just earlier today, in a meeting, that was one of the pressing concerns. Just the affordable housing issue, and then just homelessness. Augusta Partnership, we are not in business to provide temporary housing or permanent housing, but we have so many clients that we serve in many of our programs who are homeless, and they meet the definition of being homeless, and they're just they're not even sleeping on somebody's couch. Some people are sleeping at shelters and sleeping in their cars. And so it's one of those things. So if we are able to ask for resources, that would be my number one ask. Is there anything that we can do based on who we see, who we serve, in order to help them find housing?
Absolutely. I'm so glad you brought that up. Not only the homelessness problem, but the affordable housing problem.
Yes.
Because as we talked about earlier, there's a lot of different things that contribute to the issues that we see with the community. Homelessness being a big one here in Georgia. I think last time I checked, it was about 10,000 homeless people across the state. Um, but when you have the homelessness, you got to really consider the fact that those are kids, a lot of kids that are impacted by uh, the homelessness. So the affordable living issue, whether it's affordable housing or Quan, you mentioned it, not having a car to get back and forth, the transportation issue or lack thereof, right? So it's a lot of things that are going wrong that I think that we can pursue solutions for. So I'm glad you brought those up, Candice. So talk to me a little bit about Emanuel County, man. What are some of the things you've been seeing?
Well, I mean, we just we just really Councilman Corn just kind of got us a taxi. Well, it's sad to say we only have one taxi cab driver around here, and it's really no. We need like in some cities or Augusta have like a transit bus. This is none of that here, and it is needed. Like I say, you have a ton of people walking, and that's carless, and it's sad, and then it's like you was mentioning about the poverty thing. Parents, when the kids make these sports, make these teams, it's hard to to make sure the kids have everything they need to perform the way they need to perform. And I mean, it's not only with sports, but it's with a lot of things that goes on. Is I just hope and pray, I get in the seat and we're able to get, some of the resources that we need so that we can, provide a lot of the things that's needed and to help a lot of these families. Like you said, not just the youth, we have to help the family as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. And you brought up a good point about resources again. We always got to come back to resources because it's being able to be connected to those resources when that family that's in need requires them, right? So I want to give a big shout out to Angela Bacos and the Resource Conference. They do a resource conference here in Augusta, Georgia. Sometimes it's hosted in Columbia County, but Angela does a fantastic job bringing in the givers, as they call them, people who are nonprofit organizations or other type of organizations that come and they all provide resources or services to the community, right? Whether that be for the homelessness issue that we have or any of the other issues that impact the community. So I think it's very important that we start to spread that kind of connectivity across Georgia, right? I can't be 100% certain at this point, but I'm pretty sure that Angela is probably just unique to this area, and maybe we need more of that, those conversations out there in the smaller counties. For me, I'm wondering to myself, how do we connect the dots out in Emanuel County? Not saying that Richmond County is there already to a perfect solution, but I think with what Candice has been explaining, how they're able to bring together 85 collaborative partners in Richmond County to do all these amazing things on behalf of families. Uh, some of the things that we could probably do in Emanuel County, I think, can probably be drafted off that. What do you think, Quan?
I think we can, connect with connect with some of the people that, Candace have for us to offer. Um, I think it'll be great. Me and Quan and the rest of the team can, whip something up, or whip some kind of event up, and bring everybody together and have a nice meet and greet. And we definitely need those resources and definitely need those connections because it's like I say, it's bad and it's sad around here. It's very it's needed, very much needed.
Okay, yeah. So unique solutions, I believe, is one of the things that I've always heard about from a family connection perspective, because each branch of the family connection family is put into a county, and then you're able to come up with unique solutions specific to that population. And I think
Yes.
that's why I really wanted to make sure Quan McKinney and the team in Emmanuel County understood that, because for me, I believe that family connection, and this is just me talking, trying to run for a federal seat. I believe that that is a vehicle to really start to improve upon a community if we resource it, right?
Yes.
And if we get people to come together under that umbrella that's already been put in place by the state of Georgia, I believe that if we resource it, we get more people to that umbrella. I think that that's when we can start to see real change. So, Quan, I'm gonna let you tell me once again. I think this conversation of Emmanuel County having a lack of resources. Um, if there is one thing that you could ask for from Congress, right? And it doesn't have to be specific, but just one overarching thing if you could ask for to help Emanuel County out, what would that be, sir?
I would say the proper. I don't know if I'm saying it right, or proper funding or funding period. Just to just put in places and to start and help build those programs or centers for send the youth and families as well, and possibly that some of the funding can go towards transportation or anything that can help some of these families and moms be better and just help their kids be better at anything that they're doing, because a lot of times it, it it's is either transportation or not enough money or what I'm saying, just the parents don't have a sitter or anything of that nature. But I think funding would be one of the top things that this community, this district, Emanuel County, could really use.
All right. Miss Hillman, same question to you. If there was one thing, right, that you could ask for from Congress, right? Because I think you have a good uh, handle on some of the resources that are floating around in Georgia, but from a congressional standpoint, because I believe we talked about the grant writing process and how cumbersome that can be sometimes. Like, what what would be that one thing that the federal level could do to simplify it and make it easier for us to operate here in Georgia to do the things we need to do from a family connection perspective?
Well, really, the release of additional funds or more funds per county. We're truly grateful for the level of funding that we receive currently. But when there's more dollars coming into a community or a county, then that just broadens or expands the reach. The more money we have, the more of a variety of services we can provide, because in most often cases, needs exist because there are gaps in services. And so um, every family connection agency, exists to try to be, bridge the gap or to fill in those gaps. And so we can't do it if we don't have the financial resources to get that taken care of.
Heard. Okay. Well, thank you both for being here tonight. And I want to go ahead and give y'all final word. So, Miss Hillman, I'm going to go and let you do your final word. Please tell us about any upcoming events that Augusta Partnership of Children may have. Also, tell us about any information, how we can stay in contact with the organization, things of that nature.
Okay, so we are having a diaper drive on March the 13th at our office, 435 Tilfair Street in Augusta, Georgia. And we are opening this up to the entire community. Our First Steps program can serve anybody in the state of Georgia. So just want to share that. We also have our collaborative meeting, our March collaborative meeting, coming up on the 26th of March. And so that's an opportunity to network and connect with other organizations throughout or across various sectors, just to get information about various resources and just any type of assistance people need.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here, Miss Hillman.
Thank you for
Quan, what's going on? Yeah, Quan, talk to me. What are your closing words, sir?
Um, Again, thanks for having me here on the podcast. Um, we have actually tomorrow is the last day for early voting. The polls will close at 5, but March 12th, next Tuesday, is the official day for election. It will be held at the 4-H Clubhouse here on 129 North Anderson Street in Swainsboro, Georgia. Um, we're here, and it seemed like it was a long way at the beginning, but it came extremely fast. But you can reach me, and you can reach me at my website at or get see my information. I'm sorry, at bit.ly win with Quinn. I can post it or whatever the case, but and I have my Facebook also, Quinn McKinney, win for Quinn McKinney on Facebook. But other than that, we just excited and ready for next Tuesday.
Awesome. Well, hey, I'm excited for you too, man. I hope you pull it out down there, brother. We'll be rooting for you up here. All right.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right.